Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This video is a bit different than my other ones because this one is completely personal about me and my life and my faith, trying to work on my relationship with God and our Lord Jesus. So it's kind of hard to make because, one, I don't really like talking about myself. I mean, I don't mind, but it's not my favorite thing to do. And two, asking for help is definitely not my strong suit at all. But I've come to realize that totally not asking for help at all can somewhat, I guess, be your pride. You know what I mean? So it should, in the title, it's gonna say something about the CashApp link. I haven't actually worked out exactly what the title is gonna be yet, or the thumbnail. But the purpose of this video is because I'm gonna be putting my CashApp link on my YouTube channel, and when I do lives, the mods will put it in the chat, or maybe it'll be posted on the top. I'm not really sure. And me personally, I just didn't want to just drop the CashApp link without some kind of explanation, at least. So basically, I'm disabled. I have kyphosis, which not many people are necessarily familiar with that. A lot of people are familiar with scoliosis, which that's where your spine curves like an S. Mine is curved like forward, like an old lady. Like later I can turn sideways and you'll be able to see it. Like from the front you can't really see it, but basically I'm disabled to the point where I can't just go get a regular job. If I could, I would love to. I can't drive because I can't turn my head. Like that and that and that's as much as that is my full range of motion in my neck. So yeah, like if I could go do DoorDash or any of that, I definitely would. They don't know what caused the kyphosis. Still working on that. I have to go to a free clinic because as of now, I don't receive like any benefits from the state. I don't have Medicaid or any of that. I'm like in the in-between, like where you're too disabled to work, but you haven't actually been declared disabled. So you're kind of just stuck in limbo with no income at all, which has put me in a bad position. Now, luckily, I live with my mother, so at least I don't have to worry about being homeless, which is something I thank God for, like, every day. Like, even though life can be very difficult when your bank account balance has been sitting at 0 for months, I am always grateful to the Lord that I at least have a roof over my head. But just to clarify on the state benefits, I do get a very small amount of food money, like food stamps, EBT, to feed my son. And when I say small, I mean small. It's like $200 a month. So that is what I have right now. For me personally, like I said, I was right when I said it the first time. For me personally, under my name, I get denied. I do have another application into the state with, the disability, like with my medical information, because I also have prescriptions that are quite expensive that luckily I have some help with getting those paid for, but not always. And if I don't have those, I get really sick, which is why sometimes I end up disappearing for a week or so. And it's very difficult on me and on my body. So the disability, like, it started in, I'm not sure exactly when it started, but it got really, really bad, really, really fast, just like in the last year. Where I'm at now, I can still dress myself, but it's difficult. Just putting on my shoes and putting on my socks and shoes is difficult. So yeah, it is an actual disability that completely affects my mobility and my daily, just being able to function in the world as a normal person. And but it had started somewhat back in 2024, and that's when I originally came up with the S files and like started on TikTok to practice in front of the camera, which obviously I still haven't mastered. I'm still new at it. Still working out like my background area here. I'm kind of just shoved in a corner for right now. The S files, the budget for the S files was never great, but we're doing it. I got like my $20 microphone and my $10 headphones, my $20 camera that I bought, like months and months ago before things got really bad, luckily. So, but back to going on to the faith part of it. I have, without having faith and trust in the Lord, I probably would have lost my mind already. Because not only dealing with like constant pain and not being able to just get like the like essentials you need in life, like having to worry about where you're gonna get money from to buy toilet paper, or worrying about running out of food. So basically you have the disability on top of the financial stress, on top of, everything else. I mean, just one of those is like enough to make somebody crack. So if it wasn't for my faith in God and praying that, the Lord always provides, and he does, and we always seem to make it one way or the other. We may have to do without things. I may be hungry sometimes, but I'm not starving. There's a difference between starving and hungry. But like I said, I've spent a lot of time praying, and like I'm pretty positive that YouTube, or I know that God led me to YouTube. Before I had planned on starting my channel, but hadn't started it yet. So I started spending quite a bit of time on YouTube, and, excuse me, um, I ended up becoming a moderator because, yes, I can't work, but I have time. So, what I've been doing for the last almost going on 2 years, um, some of you guys know that I am a chat moderator for many channels. I spend, anywhere from 2.5 hours. Sometimes I've spent like up to 6 hours a day being a chat mod on other people's channels, helping their channels grow. Because I figured if I'm not working on mine, I might as well support other people's content that aligns with my beliefs, which this started before Charlie Kirk's assassination. So in the beginning, it was mostly like conservative politics and whatnot. And then post Charlie Kirk, I had one foot over in the conservative politics side with Poppin' Politics and Christian Conservative and Crystal Beyond Labels. And then after Charlie Kirk, I found a whole bunch of other creators that I'm so happy that I found. And I found like a whole new community of people that I absolutely adore. And a lot of you watch this channel, and I love you for it. So, anyway, where was I going? Okay, so yes, I donate my time. I donate my time to other YouTube channels to help them grow. And now I am trying to put in as much work as possible into my own channel. I started it and I put out some videos, and then I went like a month, or actually I think I went like 2 months without making any content, which there was some stuff going on. I got sick. I didn't have my medication. There was just several things going on. But I'm back, and I want to keep the channel up and going, and I want to keep making content. And I got this vision not a vision in my head, but I was kind of apprehensive about putting up the CashApp link. And I got in my head, it basically said, make a video and explain why you're doing it. So that's what I'm doing. And I know all of this is in the plan. Like, YouTube is one stepping stone. Putting in the Cash App is another stepping stone. None of it is going to solve like all my problems or all my issues. It's just, if the Cash App can bring in a little bit of money here and there, because obviously my channel's new, it's not monetized. YouTube is not very friendly to the truth seeking side. They're not very friendly to conservative content creators. So, and I believe they're also making it harder to even get monetized. So, and I'm kind of even just going into the future, kind of even thinking that if I could just get to the place where I can get the super chats and the memberships open, maybe I'll never run ads on the channel at all, because I never really expected YouTube to like fully support me. I just hoped at some point it would generate some kind of income. And that's why I'm making this video, because I'm putting my Cash App link up a little bit before I had planned on it, but there's a very good reason. Like, if I wasn't in dire need, I wouldn't do it. Like, I'm not putting it up there just so I can, have some extra cash. I'm putting it up there because I'm genuinely in need. Now, that being said, I don't want anybody to feel obligated to help me, because that's like not what I want anybody to feel at all. It's completely voluntary, obviously. Anybody who wants to is more than welcome to, but if you can't, obviously, me in my position right now, I completely understand not having any money to help out anybody. I get it. So I don't want anybody to come away from this video. That's why I didn't want to make it like a pity party for me, like, oh, like, feel bad for me. I just basically wanted to explain the situation. So I don't want anybody to feel like obligated at all. That don't, please don't. Like, basically, you guys just showing up and watching the videos, hitting the like button, showing up to the live streams, that also helps, because I'm also trying to grow the channel. Like I said, each little thing is a stepping stone on the path, and I'm doing my best to try and follow the Lord's path. And I have a story about that, where I did not listen to the Lord, and He told me about it. I was leaving to go to physical therapy, and I came back in my room, and there was 2 pens sitting on my table, a pink one and a blue one. And I heard, grab the blue pen. And I was like, I'm not going to need a pen. I don't need a pen. So I ignored it. Okay? We get in the car. We get like 10 minutes away from the house. And my mom proceeds to tell me that she needs a blue pen that she doesn't have. And I was immediately convicted, basically, with, I told you to grab the blue pen and you didn't grab the blue pen. If you can't even follow simple instructions, how am I going to be able to trust you with bigger things? So, like I said, I prayed about the CashApp thing, and this is a bigger thing. So I am just like following what I believe is the path, because I don't want to make the mistake of not grabbing the blue pen again, because I totally failed that one. So I don't want to make that mistake again, and I don't want to make this video too long, because I'm at about 18 minutes now. The main point was basically just to give you a brief explanation of why I'm putting up my Cash App link. Also, like I said, nobody is obligated. It is totally voluntary, and any amount is appreciated. $1, $2, whatever. I'm not sure. Like, I don't think Cash App has like a limit or whatever. But for right now, all I have set up is the Cash App. And for the purposes of right now, I'm decided, because I was trying to decide how much detail to actually give, and I actually gave out more detail than I originally planned. I was going to try and keep it a little bit shorter, but anybody who wants to reach out to me, like, personally, is more than welcome to. My email is, the sfilesmail@gmail.com. It's on my page. Some of you guys know how to reach me in the group chats or whatnot. I'm on X at the S-Files News. You can reach me on there. So basically, like, I will release, like, whatever information people want or, more details will come, and I will keep you guys posted on what goes on with my applications into the state to try and get some, help with food and everything. And yes, we already do go to the food bank, even the pet food bank we go to get pet food, because we had a couple animals before everything got to this point to where it's like really bad. So, but yeah, we already go to the food bank and take advantage of, uh everything that we are aware of that's out there as far as help. There was something else I was gonna say. I can't think of what it is. But yeah, just to close it up, that was the main reason. I just wanted to basically, like I think I've said it a couple times now, just wanted to give you guys a reason why I put it up there. I know a lot of YouTubers have their Cash App, but they have Cash App and Venmo and Buy Me a Coffee and all of this stuff, and their channels are monetized. That's great. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm all for making your money. Make your money. If you're putting out great videos, make your money. But like I said, for right now, all I have set up so far is the Cash App. That's all I'm dropping for right now. I do have a PayPal, but I've got to change the account because it's like 10 years old and it's under an old business name from when I was doing makeup way back when, and it's not really, I don't like, it doesn't even have a link that I can drop. So that is basically it. Like I said, you guys, I already shouted out where you can find me, and so I guess that is it. God bless you all, and I will see you soon. I am planning on doing a live tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be with Gil from Whole Truth. We are definitely going to do a live together, and we kind of have it loosely scheduled for tomorrow, but it's not set in stone. And I am also still going to go shout out to Edie Marie too. Still going to go on her channel and give my testimony about being a pagan for a while, which thank the Lord Jesus that I came out of that. But we're not going to go there right now because that would drag us into a whole nother conversation, and we'll save that for when I'm on Edie's channel, because that will be a lot of fun hanging out with Edie and going over all of that. So anyway, that's what's coming up for the channel. Thank you for stopping by, and like I said, it's always free to hit the subscribe and hit the like and help the channel grow. And for everybody who is already subscribed and everybody that I've been talking to behind the scenes that has, had my back, I love and appreciate all of you. You guys know who you are. It would take me too long to shout you guys out, but you guys know who you are. So thank you, good night, and God bless you, and I will see you soon.